What I'd like to talk a little about is autoimmune conditions specifically. There are a lot of people that don't actually know that they have an autoimmune condition until they actually go in and they get some testing. I don't want to go into all the testing and the things like that, but whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, autoimmune conditions in essence, what does it mean to have an autoimmune condition? It basically means that your immune system, in essence, is actually fighting itself or fighting your body. It is looking at how your immune system reacts to what normal cellular activity is, and that immune system is actually trying to find it. It thinks that there is something foreign and it's constantly bombarding it. Things like rheumatoid arthritis, you can get joint deterioration. It doesn't just affect you systemically. It can affect the joints in your hands and your neck. Again, every autoimmune condition is a little bit different, but in essence, your body is fighting itself. It's actually attacking itself. I kind of describe autoimmune conditions like a marriage. So if you're married and you're watching this, I always get a little bit of a laugh out of this, but a husband and wife are having an argument. And in that argument, they're actually saying the same thing, but the message isn't getting across. There is this static, this dysregulation that's happening in between the two. And what ozone therapy actually does when it comes in is it actually gets rid of that static. Sometimes we need a mediator or a counselor to get the message across because we're saying the same thing, the message isn't happening, and sometimes this message is getting a whole lot louder and it's coming at it and it's bringing it down. So we have to create that mediation. So what I love about ozone therapy is that it is that mediator. It's actually going to go in, it's going to create a balance within the body. It removes that static and it allows that hyperactive immune system to actually come back down and recreate the communication between the cells. And really does that by balancing the inflammatory response and the immune response. And in fact, if you start to look at the correlation, we always talk about inflammation being a major issue. I used to talk about how inflammation was the underlying cause of all disease. But then you have to take it even deeper. What's creating that inflammation is the oxidative stress, these reactive oxygen species that become, over bombarded within the body, and there's not enough antioxidant to subdue that and to rebalance it out. And that's really what ozone does, is it comes in to, say, an autoimmune type condition, and it creates this balance back into place. So it helps naturally to increase like glutathione, which is a super antioxidant. Your body produces it, but it becomes imbalanced. Ozone's going to actually help that. Nerve-2 activation. Ozone has a tremendous effect on that, reducing inflammation and helping, again, to recreate that balance within the body. We're removing that static. Now we can have cell-to-cell communication. And so really that is what autoimmune conditions are, is that overreaction of the immune system. Why I love ozone is because it notices, it has this natural effect. It's not ozone doing the work, it's like that mediator creating that change to create the balance. So even if your immune system is too low, say in something like, cancer, the immune system is suppressed, so something overproliferates. Autoimmune condition, the immune system is way too strong, so it actually is subduing communication. So that's where ozone comes in, and it can play that balancing act as kind of the counselor or the mediator to create a proper balance again. With my patients, we treated a lot of patients that dealt with Lyme, rheumatoid arthritis. Again, Lyme is its own separate category, but like with rheumatoid arthritis, that was one of the more common conditions that we actually saw. We treated that, and we helped patients that had rheumatoid arthritis, not that we were treating rheumatoid arthritis, but helping patients that had it through a systemic effect, because we know that the immune system has a systemic effect, but RA also has a direct localized effect in certain areas as well, say the knuckles, the joints of the hand. So we would actually treat it with IV infusions. So we would do IV ozone therapies for them. If you're looking for frequencies and dosage and protocols, we have that information in the link below. But we would also do direct injections into the joint space. So we want to get localized to some of those areas that were targeted, and then we also wanted to have a systemic effect as well.